Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 217. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Mondays with Mello, and I'm back. Yes, I did promise a week off, and I'll be back. I know at the end of the year, I kind of went on a hiatus for like 3 weeks, and you guys were probably wondering where I was, but um, had to take care of some business this past week, some major good things in my life. So I'm good. I'm back. I'm settled. Yes, I'm back on the West Coast. And today we're talking about everyone's time is different, because the reality of life is everyone has a different clock. And what I want everyone to know is everyone's time is different. So please don't focus on what everyone else is doing. Focus on your journey, your grind, and what you need to be doing for yourself. Just because someone achieved success before you doesn't mean that you won't get to where you want to be. Another thing is what other people are doing may not work for you. So carving your own path, going on your own way, driving down your own road will lead to great pastures. And if you're driving down a road in the same car as everyone else, you won't stand out from the crowd. And while everyone else is driving a Honda Accord, drive a Honda Civic or a Nissan Altima. Be different. Don't follow what everyone else is doing. And yes, I gave the basic cars, but just think of your favorite car and be in your own wavelength and do it your own way. Having the same car as everyone else and going on the same journey, people will not really notice you and who you are. And I'm not saying live beyond your means and go get some expensive car that you can't afford, because that's not life. But anyway, the one thing I never did was, go doing what everyone else was doing, creating an email list, writing the whole traditional way of books, and wasting money on Facebook and Amazon ads. And yes, I'm guilty. I have done Facebook and Amazon ads, on my journey, as an author. It's a lot to deal with and a lot to manage. And I feel like social media is, not always the best way to go about things. So I'm going my own way and doing my own path. So yes, I've gone down the road of, spending money on things that, doesn't necessarily work in the long run, but trial and error with your journey and what you're doing. And just know your time is coming. Because everything that you do as far as your decision making, it's going to help you in the long run. You're going to figure out what works and what doesn't. And the things that everyone else is doing, it phases out, and then once again you're back to square one. So the old traditional way of doing book signings and readings for me will be the way to go, and that's what my goal will be this year. And meeting people and building relationships and establishing yourself is going to be important in your journey and whatever you choose to do with yourself. I don't care if you're going to be an engineer or if you're going to start your own business. Somewhere along the lines, we have to establish relationships with others in order for us to grow and elevate. And there are people that will want to see you do well and want to see you be successful, and they will be the ones who will help you along the way. And that's the most imperative part of the journey and the process. Even though, someone else may be doing the same thing and they may achieve success right now, their success may be short-lived. You never know. It is great to have social media, don't get me wrong, and share your experiences and your content, but there's nothing like meeting people in person sometimes, shaking hands, taking pictures, having engaging conversations, things of that nature. Skype, Zoom, Clubhouse has grown a lot. Swell is another platform that I've taken the initiative to say, okay, I'm going to do that. You got to find different ways to, grow yourself and grow your brand and whatever it is that you choose to do. I can truthfully, honestly say and attest that I never doubted or watched other people's success and became envious. I always knew that my time was coming. I had my guardian angels watching over me and people in my corner telling me to keep going. And, I believe in God. So I'm continuously showing God the work that I'm doing on his behalf. And, he's blessed me with the talents and abilities to write the stories that I do. And while I've written a ton of books and I'm not where I want to be yet, I always say to myself, when I finally, get to that place where people are starting to pay attention a little bit, they have a lot of catching up to do. So, as I record this, I've, published 45 books. This is the 217th podcast episode. So, there's a lot of podcast content to listen to and catch up on and understand me and my journey. There's plenty of ebooks and audiobooks and paperbacks to catch up on, and that's going to be the fun part of all of this. So I have fun continuously publishing books because that's just another book that everyone has to catch up on. So I look at it that way. Are you going to get down and you're going to have moments where you're going to doubt yourself? Yes, you are. That's part of it, unfortunately. You're not going to be holly and jolly every day, because trust me, I'm not. And there are days I'm not motivated to do much either. So, but stay the course. I continuously will say that. I've, watched, athletes, right? They get drafted, in the late rounds, one of the last picks, and they end up doing well for themselves and still making it. So, as they say, whether you're the first pick or the last pick, you're in the profession that you want to be in, and you're going to get to where you want to be. So I don't worry about all the other authors that are doing great for themselves. I applaud people. I like their posts. I engage with people, and that's my fulfillment and that's my fun. So I will continue to do that for people, and I continue to give people the guidance. And if you can do that and you can provide that, then do that. Even on your journey to greatness, you may not be where you want to be, but hey, you may have done something that worked in whatever profession you love and whatever you're passionate about, and you tell 3 or 4 people, and then boom, they're doing something, and they're seeing the success that you saw, right? Because I want people to succeed as much as I want to succeed too, right? So don't be jealous, don't be envious, don't kind of side-eye people or anything like that. You don't know what they've gone through or what they had to do to get to where they are, right? So everyone's journey is different, and I've chosen to go down my own road and carve my own path, and I want you guys to do the same. And I decided to leave the confines of my home state and move somewhere else where the opportunities will be there, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I will always continue to stay true to myself, and I want you to stay true to yourself. Don't change who you are. Don't try to adjust, because now you're putting a facade, and now you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and it doesn't always work to your benefit in the long run. And I want you guys to continue to put in the time, the patience, the energy, and the effort. Continue to have the dream, drive, determination, dedication, and discipline, and continue to be gracious, have gratitude, and keep striving for greatness. This is a journey within itself, and the world is crazy right now. I know there's a lot going on. The news is always negative for the most part, and it's hard to decipher what's truth, what's not. And if you're feeling crappy and tired and out of it, and just know the world's going through a big shift right now. Be patient with yourself. Be gracious. We're all going through it. And for those who are empaths and feel it a little bit more, I get you. I know where you're coming from. I know what you guys are dealing with, and I know what you're feeling, because I'm going through it too. Believe me. And the great part about all of this is I can get the energy and muster up my energy to, get content done and continue to create these podcasts for you guys. And because I know that, when things take off for me, I'm still going to be the same guy coming on here, doing these podcasts, talking about what's on my mind, trying to motivate and inspire you, and giving you the book insight on how I write my content. So, with that said, that is my podcast for today. I want to thank you guys for continuously listening to my podcast. I know my podcasts aren't that long, but I try to give you guys some solid content, some things to think about on your journey of life, and not to bore you to death with inundated information that you guys are not going to need. This is about experiences in life, and that's what makes us who we are. So, have a good week, guys. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.